Today I'm going to show you how to change the door handle on your C230. And we're going to have to take off the door and we're going to have to remove this door handle that's broken. It's a pretty common issue on, I have a 2004 Mercedes C230. You can see it's completely popped out there, and it's done it on the driver's side and on the passenger side front doors. And it's pretty annoying. It's not actually that much money. It's only about like 40 bucks. For the door handle, but we got to take the door panel off, and the first thing we're going to do is come over here and just take a screwdriver and just pop out the SRS. There's a little screw in there. It takes a T30, and we're just going to use a T30 Torx and take that out. And with that screw out, next thing we're going to do is there's a little 20 Torx screw right here that we got to pop out to take off this thing here. So we're going to just unscrew that. Once you get the screw out, what you got to do is just take your screwdriver and come up here. You can see I'm just going to kind of push down, and then I'm going to pull this out, and then we take that off. The next thing we're going to do is take this door handle, and we got to pop off. There's two sections to it. We got to kind of take our screwdriver again and pry off this bottom part. And since I'm replacing the door handle anyway, it doesn't really matter if I scratch it. It's a little tricky getting off, of course, but it'll pop out. Almost got it. There we go. I'll just kind of get it back here. Again, doesn't matter because I'm replacing it, but if I didn't have to hold my camera, I'd be a lot more careful. Alright, so the inside of here, there's a screw back in there, and there's one down on the bottom here too. So we got to take those screws out. The bottom screw here takes a T30. So I got my wrench here. Let's kind of dig in and find it. There we go. I'll just take that. And the other one up top here is also a T30. So we got to find that screw. We'll pop that out too. Next we have to take off the little tweeter cover right here, and we don't really need a tool for this. You can actually just pull this back and do it by hand and just kind of pull it towards you, and it should pop right out. Next we got to take off the door panel. So there's all these little, all the way around the trim edge here. As we go around, we have to pop off the tabs that are holding the door on, and there's a special tool that I picked up. It's like 10 bucks, and this is actually made to just take off those clips without breaking them. So I'm going to open this up and I'll show you how to use it. Alright, so all you got to do is just take the tool and we're going to slip it under here. I've already popped that one. I'm going to come down here. There's one towards the bottom. And we're just going to, that's right there. There we go. It pops out. I think there's another one over here probably. Usually is. Got that. And maybe another one or two along the bottom. All you got to do now is just lift off the door. You're going to kind of lift up on the door panel, and when you get it out, you're going to have to, disconnect the thing that attaches the door handle that opens up your door. And that's a piece of cake, and outside of that, we're pretty much done with taking off the door panel part. Alright, now with the door panel removed, it was a little tricky pulling off, by the way. I did have to use the door upholstery tool to kind of pry it up at the top by the window. And then I also had to remove, along with the door latch, I had to remove, there was a little pin here for the remote controls on the door. And this is upside down because there's still a wire that's kind of hanging here on my car. I don't know what this is for. I can't find the connector. But it's okay because I got this resting on my stool here. But you can see right here, this is the other side of the door handle. And this side looks like it's going to kind of squeeze out. But this one has two little screws that we're going to try to pop out now. Alright, I have a T20 Torx wrench. I'm just going to loosen these screws. So with those screws out now, over here you can see, again, the door is flipped upside down here, so this is actually the top, but there's two little tabs here, like here and here, and this kind of looks like it's gonna just squeeze right through. Maybe if I use my screwdriver to kind of pry it. There we go. So it looks like, there we go. It's popped out. Now we're gonna pop in the new one. Called my dealership and requested, two door handles here for the front, driver's side and passenger side doors. They pulled out, making sure that it's black to match my interior. This is the part number. And again, I got it from Mercedes for about 40 bucks, and they just ship it to my house. It also comes with, looks like 2 screws that will match the inside of the door panel here where we put in the door, where we took out the old door handle. While we've got it out, I wanted to show you guys that there was a defect with this door, I believe, where the lamination was coming off of the door handles, and you can see mine's been scratched. And I remember it happening within a year or two of buying the car. And I'm pretty sure that Mercedes knows about this issue. I think I've read about it maybe on the Star Service Manual DVD. But on the new one, I don't know. I kind of think that maybe they've improved on it. I'm trying to scratch a little bit. I'm not getting much of the flaking off like we got, here on the old one where it easily scratched. So if they made the improvement, that would be great because, when you pay 40 bucks for this little plastic door handle, you'd like it to at least last, longer than the old one did. One other quick thing, guys, is I wanted to show you how the door handle broke, on my car at least, to see if yours is the same when you have it happen. But this is the point where it broke. This was all one piece. This is, I believe, the top of the door handle. And, when this popped off, this stayed inside the door and this was loose. And, I think it happened maybe just a few years after I bought the car, and then it popped on the passenger side too, which the passenger side isn't used as much in my car, so it's surprising that with just minimal use they would both pop. But we're saving some cash and fixing this ourselves today, so not too bad. So the new one's really easy to click back in. You'll hear the top one click. Again, my door is flipped upside down, so that's actually the top. And now we got to put in the new screws. Make sure, of course, if you're doing the driver's side or the passenger side, that you get the right door handle for whatever you got that's broken. And we'll screw these in, and then we'll start putting the door panel back together. So with the door hanging and kind of, where the window meets up here, once you get it back in that track and you're hanging it, you're going to want to put it back together. Of course, you're going to first pop the door panel back in where those fasteners were holding it to the door itself. It's really easy. You just push it, they pop right back on. And then, of course, we've got to put our screws back in the door handles. So I've got the original screw that I had taken out. Again, it's a T30. I'm going to screw those back in, and then we're going to pop the cover back on, and we're all done. Up top, I couldn't fit my ratchet and sockets down in there. So I've got a universal here, the T30, and I'm just going to make that snug, and I'm all done tightening that back up. Now we're going to get the cover and put that on. It should just snap right back in. All done. That's it. Looks like it's going to hold up.